guys, welcome back to another video. Alright, so today I'm taking a look at the sub $60 Civivi Lynchpin. Let's check it out. Alright, so if you guys are familiar with Civivi, you're going to know that it comes in this pretty plain looking white box labeled Civivi. Nothing on the back or anything like that, so let's open it up. And every Civivi that I own comes in this ballistic nylon looking case. It looks like a sunglasses case, which I actually really like this. This is a nice touch, but as you can see, the knife's already out of it. Usually comes with couple Civivi stickers, has the owner's guide right inside, and it comes with this Civivi branded microfiber cloth, which I really like. And check out this Sherpa lining right here inside the case. This is actually a really nice touch. All right, guys, so here it is, the Civivi Lynchpin. Now, Civivi announced 3 new folders right before SHOT Show 2020 this year. One was called the Chronic, the other one was called the Picaro, and then this one right here, the biggest, the Lynchpin. So let's go over some specs here. The overall length with the blade out is 9.3 inches. So this is actually a pretty long knife from the beginning of the handle to the tip of the blade. The actual blade length itself is 3.96 inches with a cutting edge of 3.5 inches. The close length is 5.07 inches, and they say it weighs in at 5.29 ounces. So let's check that out right now. All right, so plop this bad boy on there. And 5.3, so yeah, 5.29, you guys nailed it. So as I already showed you, this is a rear flipper, and having those cage steel ball bearings here within the pivot, this thing is actually a very smooth flipper. The action on this is flawless, as you can see. And I just love the sound it makes when it opens. I can sit here and fidget with this all day. So the body here is made of G10, and it has this really coarse, aggressive pattern on it that makes it very grippy. I mean, if I kind of get close here, you can see what I'm talking about. This is a very grippy handle. And I'll tell you why that's important, because if you look right here on the spine, they didn't put any jimping on the spine or on the handle at all. So when you're gripping it like this, even if you're choked up, my thumb slides around a lot, so it's nice to have that nice grippy handle without any jimping on the back of this blade. And while we're talking about this blade, it is a nice satin finished spear point blade, as you can see. So if you need a knife that pierces very well, for example, if you're trying to get into boxes, you need to pierce it, spear points are the way to go. Check this out. You can tell this Civivi comes razor sharp right out of the box. And I really like spear points because they are a great utility knife. They don't have a very aggressive angle to the belly right here, so it makes it really nice when you're slicing up boxes or whatever, a rope or anything like that. I love the shape of this blade. And if you are familiar with Civivi, it seems they always use D2 steel, which is a nice mid-grade steel, which helps them keep the cost down, because like I said, this is a sub $60 knife. But how they packed all this quality in such a long 9-inch knife is pretty amazing, actually. So they have to kind of skimp a little bit, if you call it skimping, on the blade steel, but I actually really like D2 as a mid-grade steel. I've never had any problems with any D2 knife that I have. It holds its edge very well, it's very easily sharpened, and if you ever forget that it's D2, you gotta kind of zoom in real good there because it's labeled really small right there on the bottom of the blade, which I like about Civivi. They don't do any kind of labeling on their blades at all. It's a very clean looking blade. Now let's talk about this deep carry pocket clip here. Civivi likes to use the same looking deep carry pocket clip, which I do appreciate. I love that they always include a deep carry pocket clip here. But one thing I don't like is, see where it attaches to the actual scales here? I kind of wish they start indenting that pocket clip, because sometimes when I put it in my pocket, it gets caught on that little lip right there. Not a deal breaker by any means, it just gets kind of annoying. So Civivi, if you're watching this video, start indenting your pocket clip inside those scales right there. But other than that small gripe, I'm glad that they include a deep carry pocket clip here, and thanks for making it black. The satin finish pocket clips, they kind of stand out a little too much. Also, it is a reversible pocket clip, so if you're not a righty, you can flip it around and make it a lefty, but you cannot make it a tip down carry. This is tip up only. This is a liner lock flipper, so the liner lock right here, it feels pretty good. I'm not the biggest fan of liner locks, not even frame locks. I am just not a fan of pushing this in and having my finger in the way while I close the blade. Now, especially for a knife like this, the action is so nice. When I close it, it is a self-closing knife. Check that out. So I already found myself closing it, and look how it already drops. So the flipper here saves my thumb from the blade just coming down and chopping my thumb right there, as you can see. Now that hasn't happened to me yet, obviously, but sometimes I get careless when I'm at work and I'm in a hurry and I want to close this up really quick. I'm just hoping this blade doesn't come down and slice my thumb off. So talking about those liners, they are made of stainless steel, as you can see here. And I really like this spacer right here. I'm pretty sure this adds a lot of the weight to this knife, but in turn, it makes it an extremely stiff knife. Try your hardest, you are not bending these scales together. Even when it's open, I am not squeezing these scales together. So this feels like an extremely well-made, high-quality knife at an under $60 price point. All right, so let's get back to the no jimping on the spine here. So half the time, I'm gonna be holding my knife like this, but I kind of wish that there was a little bit of jimping right here, right before the blade on these liners, just because it does feel like my thumb is gonna slip around. Now, you can see the finger choil right here. So if I wanna choke up on it, I'm gonna put my finger here and it dips a little bit. Can you guys see that little dip? So that's a nice, perfect place to rest my thumb. Now, does that make up for no jimping on the blade? It feels okay. Now, if you're really trying to choke up to this level on this knife to get real fine, precise cuts, that does help having that little indent in the spine of the blade. And one other small dislike on this knife, other than not having the jimping here, is just how much this flipper sticks out of the back here. But they did include jimping on it, as you can see, so it makes it really easy to flip this open. But flipping it open is not the only way to open this. Like I was saying about this huge cutout, if you want to just use it one-handed and open it as so, you can totally do that too. So flip it open or use your thumb, either way. So I have two other Civivi knives here. I have the Civivi Elementum, and I'm gonna show you the size difference between these two. It just dwarfs the Elementum. And I absolutely love this Elementum. So if you guys are familiar with this Elementum and how nicely and how smooth it flips open, you're gonna feel right at home just in a bigger form factor with this Lynchpin. And then recently I picked up the Civivi Hooligan in micarta. This is actually my first knife made of micarta. I'm still deciding if I like it or not. It feels really slick, almost like the Elementum's G10 here. So the Elementum's G10 has a real tight pattern on here. It's still G10 and it still has a semi-grippy feel. It's just really slick compared to this coarse pattern that's on this Lynchpin. So it is not a flipper. You have the thumb studs to open it. And I really love the look of this blade here, but I just want to give you guys a comparison if you have a Hooligan. And there's the size difference between the Hooligan and the gigantic Lynchpin. So I picked up the Lynchpin on Blade HQ's website for $59.50. And I think Civivi is the best budget brand out there right now producing folders. I mean, to have a knife of this quality, this size, for $59.50 is unheard of. And if you are familiar with IVIVI Knives, you probably already know the kind of quality that they're putting into the Civivi brand. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you guys think of the Civivi Lynchpin? Sorry, I can do this all day. With the G10 scales, with the D2 blade, being a ball-bearing flipper like this is an absolute steal and a huge bargain coming out of Civivi. Now the blade laws where I live here in Buffalo, New York are I can carry a blade up to 4 inches. So this one is just pushing that at 3.96 inches long. So if you guys are gonna pick this up, be aware of your own state laws, your own city laws, because here in Buffalo is 4 inches, but 45 miles down the road in Rochester, I think it's 3 inches long, and that's only 45 minutes away. So just be aware of your own blade laws in your city. So being so close to 4 inches, I might keep this at home for me. I'm not really sure, even though technically it is legal. So if you guys do want to pick up the Lynchpin for yourself, I will leave a link below in my description box. It's a non-affiliate link. I am not sponsored by Civivi. That link goes directly to the Blade HQ website where I picked mine up. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe and go!